I have found that many people have a very negative reaction against authority figures in general. Even before we talk about the authority figures and how they've impacted the two of us, why is that? Why do you think people have such a negative reaction toward authority figures?
They're ruining our fun. You're holding me back, man.
Right. Yeah, I mean, many times we do project onto authority figures that they're just trying to suck the joy out of our lives. I also know that authority figures bound up with their position is often power. And it is true that many authority figures will use power in a negative way. And then we somehow reason that all authority figures or most authority figures are out to hurt us. And that's just not true. But Van, as we get started, let's talk a little bit more personally about this. Can you identify one authority figure in your life growing up and how that person affected you, whether it was positively or negatively?
Well, my first thought is, what's the initial or first authority that we all experience, and it's in our parents, specifically my dad. And it's interesting with my dad, he wasn't the biggest disciplinary person. He kind of left it up to my mom. And so because of that, I didn't have a healthy fear of my dad. So I didn't worry about getting caught, or I wasn't scared of getting caught by him. And it's pretty fascinating how I relate that to my relationship with God. As I was growing up, I wasn't ever worried about getting in trouble, and I wonder if that's why I had a little bit more risky behavior in my teenage years and in my life, because of that lack of fear.
Well, I think you're making a very significant point there, is that our experience with our authority figures growing up, specifically our parents, maybe even more specifically our dads, we have this tendency to project whatever view we had of our earthly fathers or father figure onto God himself. That was true in my life. There were many aspects where I really enjoyed things and appreciated things about my dad. He was a provider and was a giving person, worked so very hard, and it was very easy for me to then project onto God that God was very giving and God was indeed the provider. But there was this other aspect of my dad where he could get mad very quickly, and he wasn't the most emotionally connectable person in the world. And I would project that onto God as well. The thought that there was a God in heaven who wanted to be in a relationship with me intimately and wanted to talk to me intimately and then listen and then respond and move into my world. That wasn't my experience with my earthly father. So I think that one of the things that Van and I are committed to, not only in this video, but in the videos to come, is to the best of our ability, trying to get to know God on his own terms as he reveals himself in the Bible, right? So whether our parents or authority figures were neglectful or abusive, who is God as he reveals himself to us, and will we listen to him as he initiates and as he goes deeper into a relationship with us?